What's up, guys? Welcome back to Max Mocs. Today we are building Oscorp, or what it could have been. Obviously, we got that $100 set, $110, I believe, and it was just a mini modular. I think they could have done a huge modular. It would have looked so cool next to the Daily Bugle. So I'm going to build my own today. I've got Venom here, or Eddie Brock here. He's investigating Oscorp as usual. I love that minifigure with the Venom head poking out the back. You got MJ as well. She's investigating some stuff as well, just like the video game or whatever. This is going to just be based off of the movies, the comics, the video games, whatever I really could just fit into here. So yeah, just gonna have lots of cool different references. That's kind of my MO. I just like to do kind of random stuff. And as you can see here, we got the newspaper with the Spider-Man No More. We're gonna actually have that represented here. I think this would be a cool reference in a modular to have this in one of the alleys. You have the Spider-Man, you know, the mask in the trash can, and Peter here, of course, throwing in the towel. His powers have stopped working. This is the Tobey Maguire version Spider-Man, but we're gonna have multiple different versions of Spider-Man throughout this. You got Gwen, of course, here. She's usually the receptionist here at Oscorp. That's actually happens in the Amazing Spider-Man. We also going to have a desk here with a computer, an Oscorp O on the front, and yeah, just a generic lobby. A lot of my buildings just have lobbies in them, so it's always hard and difficult to figure out what I want to do with that. But we got a security guy here sitting on one of the benches, obviously, and then another bench as well to fill the space and make this feel like a corporate office building. But there's going to be some shady stuff going on, obviously, on the other levels. We got some green lasers just to add some really cool effects. Make this feel very green and black. That's kind of our theme throughout Oscorp here. And yeah, I really like how this turned out. I think it's pretty cool. And it reminds me of the Amazing Spider-Man, where Andrew Garfield goes in and he's investigating some stuff about his dad, of course. And so yeah, we're gonna put on the next few levels. This is gonna be kind of like Avengers Tower, where there's just a big massive section here and you just remove the front wall. And I really like the angles of this as well. I'm making two corners on either side, so it's kind of like a diamond shaped building. So yeah, pretty cool. And also we're gonna have different levels that have different sort of scientific experiments going wrong on them, which is just a classic Oscorp thing to happen here. So we're gonna have the Symbiote level here with Carnage, Anti-Venom, and we're gonna have Venom breaking out as well. So just some generic cells here for them to be testing on them, figuring out what the symbiote is. We have all these different colors, of course, and then we're going to use that same microscope build. As you can see here, I've doubled it though and put it on a little desk here just so they can look at the symbiote down at a smaller scale. And you're going to have one of them here that they're testing on it. They got some computers analyzing it as well. And then we're going to have Venom's tank here that's been destroyed, and he's going to be jumping out of it. Just a classic scene, and I love this computer that has the symbiote on it, of course. And then you have another computer that says Venom has been spotted. So that's pretty cool here. We got some strands sticking out, some of that symbiote, you know, just like the ooze or whatever you want to call it, coming out of the tank here. He's breaking out. Just iconic. I love these villains. Super cool. Obviously, Venom is overused a lot in Lego sets, but it's cool to have all three of these guys here together in Oscorp being tested on. Very cool scene here. The next level is going to have some different animals. We're going to have the electric eels that Max falls into, just a classic scene from the Amazing Spider-Man, also the comics, I'm assuming. But yeah, just gonna have some electric eels there. We're using some black snakes and some electricity pieces, and then some blue studs to accomplish that. And of course some spiders, because you know, some crazy radioactive spiders need to break out and bite Peter Parker. Maybe he's here on a field trip, whatever you want to say. You know, some computers, of course. There's different stuff going on. There's always shady stuff going on in Oscorp, using animals, testing on them. So we're gonna have Peter Parker here with his camera. Maybe he's here for his newspaper for the Daily Bugle. Who knows? But he's here, and a spider is about to bite him. So you got to have a spider on a string here. And I love these old neon spiders. Had to break one out just so it would be really cool to show, you know, this scene from the movies, the comics, whatever you want want to say. But yeah, really cool and iconic. This next floor is going to be one of my favorite scenes in all of the Spider-Man movies. I know it doesn't happen in Oscorp, but Oscorp does fund it. We know that Harry funds the power of the sun with Doc Ock. Just that crazy awesome scene there with the big nuclear reactor happening. Very, very cheesy, but I think it's really cool, honestly. And we're going to have these big, huge computers on the side, kind of just like in the movie, that kind of are fueling it or whatever you want to say. But yeah, very cool to do this. I also have this old Doc Ock Lego with a sticker on it, so that's cool to have his logo on that as well. We're using that big old Oscorp sign from the actual Lego set, so that's cool to incorporate as well. And this is the biggest and tallest room, so yeah, I kind of figured we could fit that sign in there. We got another computer here with some wires and some cords, just like in the movie as well. And yeah, really cool to accomplish this here and make it look like it's a lived-in space that Doc Ock has been testing out. These nuclear reactors. He wants to have, just pure energy. So we're going to use these cool blast pieces here to make that kind of rounded sphere that he's working on. Really, really cool. And also we're going to have these really cool like tentacle-like pieces that curl around it, making it look just like that science project that he is working on, just like in the movie. Just super iconic. I love, that's probably one of my favorite, it's my favorite Spider-Man movie, honestly. Spider-Man 2. You gotta love it. So yeah, we got the three little curled arms around it, and Doc Ock is going to be testing it out. It goes pretty bad, as we know, causing the AI in his tentacles to malfunction and take over his brain. So we're going to use that new Doc Ock just because it is the really cool Alfred Molina version. So yeah, I think that's epic. I think it's really cool. And yeah, just really fun to incorporate all these Oscorp scenes, different science-y type stuff happening. That's just Spider-Man. It's just classic Spider-Man stuff happening. Hijinks. Peter Parker's got to stop it, or he's learning from it, whatever you want to do. But yeah, really cool to incorporate this scene. I know it's not accurate to the movie, but it's fun to conclude. This next scene, this last one, is the Green Goblin office / where he's using the Goblin serum. So yeah, just classic. He's got some photos of Spider-Man, just some different things that he's been, spying on him, of course, just like in the comics and movies, whatever you want to say. We got a nice little computer with a man on it, kind of like where he's getting juiced up in Spider-Man, the original one by Sam Raimi. Gotta love that as well. And also we're going to include some microscopes as well. This is the build from the Beast CMF. I love that build. I think that looks really cool there, and it's got the green as well. You could say that is the Goblin serum. We got some more lasers as well to make this look nice and tech-like. And of course, you have to have some pumpkin bombs just chilling on a table here, just like in the movie, and his iconic glider. Yes, just super cool. I love all the greens. I love just how this looks. Man, guys, really fun. And also, we're going to use that same transformation chamber. Really cool here. Obviously, it's not my favorite version of Goblin. You could put different versions of Goblin here, of course, but you got him turning into the Goblin, Cyber Goblin, whatever you want to call him. And we're going to use that same computer from the Lego set as well. So yeah, really cool to do this. I'm assuming they're kind of basing this off of the movie, but not really. It's like a comic book version. And of course, we got to have Harry Osborn here. He's freaking out about what his dad is doing. He's like, man, this is evil, crazy, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually he becomes evil too in a lot of comics. So yeah, cool to include him, incorporate him, the comics version. We've never gotten him. We might have gotten him. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't think we have a Harry Osborn minifigure. Let me know down below if there is one. But yeah, it's just so cool to include all of these different science-y scenes from the movies. Obviously, this is a more comic book version, but yeah, this could kind of really go well with all the other sets we've gotten. We got a cool, huge sign for Oscorp. This is the takeaway wall, and I love the little hexagon Technic structure here on the front of the window. Kind of makes it look like the Amazing Spider-Man version of Oscorp here. We have a brick-built sign that says Oscorp as well. It's just very tech-looking, very industrial, and I love the big points at the top. We're going to put Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man here right on the O. Just really fitting. I really like this minifigure as well from the Spider-Man sets. And Electro. He hasn't been in a set in a long time. He's a classic Oscorp villain that got, affected by Oscorp doing some illegal stuff. So it's really cool to include him here. I was thinking, let's include some minifigures that are not in the Daily Bugle set, because this is going to sit right next to it. So MJ Venom right there, Spider-Man, and of course, Spider-Man Noir, just for fun. Let's put him here on the side like he's, stalking somebody. He's investigating some crime. Love that minifigure as well. But yeah, just really cool to include this. And then let's finish out the top here with some cool satellites, just like in the movies, just like in the comics. They got to do some broadcasting, but also they have to kind of release some serums into the world, possibly, with a lizard plot from Amazing Spider-Man, possibly. So yeah, we're going to include that here, and it's going to be really cool to include. I've done a mock of this before, just the top section with Lizard, but it's cool to just do this actually for real on the top of Oscorp here. You got tons of antennas, different things, obviously, just to make this look like a really cool roof. You got an H up there for like helicopters to land, but obviously Lizard has taken it over here. He's got the Lizard serum. Just a lot of serums in this mock. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, he wants to turn everybody into lizards, like the better version of humanity, which is just super strange. But love this minifigure as well. I really wish we could get a comic book version of Lizard. This is obviously based off of No Way Home, but yeah, maybe someday in the future. And we're going to have Spider-Woman as well, just because she wasn't included in the Bugle, so it's cool to include her as well. And I think this turned out pretty cool here with the cool spikes. So yeah, guys, at the end of the day, this was really fun to build. Here's one cohesive shot, just checking out all of these cool details throughout. You got a lot of minifigures, you got a lot of cool Easter eggs and references to the movies, to the comics. That's what I really love to do in these mocks these days. I just love the Easter eggs, the little tiny details that make up all of this cool stuff. But yeah, let me know down below. Do you think Lego could have done this? I think it could have been a big seller if they had some crazy villains in it, honestly. Could have been really cool. Come on, Lego. I know they're not going to do it now, which is kind of sad, but let's check out this build on the back side here. As you can see, I really love this diamond shape that we've got going here. And yeah, just really cool to have this all together, and it's all cohesive. And let's put it next to my Fantastic Four Baxter Building mock that I just built. I think it looks pretty cool right next to it. Of course, this is all in New York. Yeah, if you could say this was just a comic book world version, a 616. We also have the Daily Bugle here, which looks so cool next to it, guys. Man, it's just so epic. I wish Lego would do this. Man, really sad at the end of the day that we don't have a modular huge version. Let's add the Sanctum, of course, and of course we have to add Avengers Tower. So yeah, this really makes my Lego New York City really complete, honestly. There's other buildings, obviously, but I think this might be it, guys, for my New York City. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I think it looks all so cool if you just look at all of these together. Oscorp is very iconic. It's such a shady company. They're doing lots of illegal stuff, but at the end of the day, it's an iconic Spider-Man villain location. So yeah, really wish we got this. So thought I'd make my own. It was fun to do this, guys. Let me know down below. Is there anything else I could have done? What would have you done differently? It was super fun, guys. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, and see you later. Bye.